How important are cover letters? Yes, very important. Some recruiters like to look at a cover letter first. Some will prefer the resume. So it's important you include both of those. And your cover letter is your chance to quickly summarize the really relevant experience that you've got in a few short paragraphs. Don't make the paragraphs too long. Just have a little paragraph about each project or maybe each role that you've done that's relevant, that relates to the key words of the job you're applying for. Always make sure that you do address your cover letter to a person. So do what we showed you earlier with applying for a job. If there's no name in the job ad, go on LinkedIn, go and find the company, look through their employees, look for the HR person, or if it's a small company, who's the director? Do they have a talent acquisition person? Make sure your cover letter is addressed to someone with a name, right? Just using the first name, no Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so. And we shouldn't have any dear sir or madam or to whom it may concern, right? Write it to a person.
I've just brought up a template. Did you want to just explain to everyone how this...
Getting bonus information tonight. So look, here's an example of the cover letter. You can see that this essentially a couple of quick things about the layout. First of all, it should have a similar look and layout, fonts and colors and everything to your resume. So there's a nice sense there's a professional matchup between your documents. That tells them straight away you've got someone who's good with documents, good attention to detail, so that that creates a good first impression. Details of the person you're writing to. Dear Mr. Smith, no. To whom it may concern, no. Dear Sir, Madam, no, right? They're all horrible. We want to find a person. It may be that you write to the wrong person, possibly, but at least you've written to someone, and they'll go, maybe it's the person who works on the desk next to Stacey. They're not going to mind. They can say, okay, this person at least did their research. They found out that someone called Stacey works here and might have looked at this application. They've done the extra mile, haven't just typed in, Dear Sir, Madam, right? So this first paragraph it should look a little bit familiar to you by now. That's essentially the profile statement, very similar to the profile statement from the resume. So it's a quick summary. It introduces yourself with your job title and very briefly just summarizes the main points of your relevant experience. If you've done a similar role or you've got strong skills in A, B, and C, which are the things that they're looking for in the job ad. You've seen that, right? So there's something that's at the end of that paragraph that we think you should have in there. I'm keen to bring my experience in such and such, something you've pulled from the job ad, to your client or to the name of the company. One of the really important things in the job ad to be aware of, and we didn't point this out at the time because we were flying through so quickly, the job might have been posted by a company directly, or it might have been posted by a recruiter. And it's really important you know the difference and you work that out right at the start. If it's by a recruiter, you're going to use this phrase. I want to bring my experience to your client. The worst thing you can do there is, let's say it's Hayes Recruitment or something, Hayes, right? And you see Hayes, oh, I can't wait to bring my experience as a business analyst to Hayes. It's not Hayes who is going to hire you. Hayes is recruiting on behalf of another company, right? So make sure you know if it's a recruiter or a company and customize that appropriately, followed by a few paragraphs for about your relevant experience. You want to relate your experience to what they do in the role. So you can talk about how you've got relevant experience or skills. Some paragraphs about maybe you've done a particular project at university that relates to some of the job requirements. If you're lucky, you've got some of that sort of relevant work experience. You can write a short paragraph. What you can see this client's done is name drop like crazy because they worked for Bosch, a large company, and worked on Toyota cars. So put that in bold to make that jump out. The other thing you can put in bold, like in validation test there, you might be wondering, why is validation test in bold? That would have been a key term in the job ad. So what they're trying to do is just make those key terms jump out. Can we go back up to that opening paragraph again, Naren?
Yeah.
Haven't got them in there, right? So because this is more like a template in there. But even in that opening paragraph, if you're using some of the key terms from the job ad, maybe particular software that they've advertised that they want, or a particular school or equipment, put that in bold. Just make it jump out, make it easier for the reader to see that you've got that matching experience. Let's keep on going down, Naren.
We'll get to the concluding. So you need to have a good conclusion there, guys. So after you can add your paragraphs about the company, about your skills, copy paste a shorter version of your skills list so it's very obvious, and then have a concluding like, I strongly believe that my extensive experience in da 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 da. And if it's interstate, you can say, hey, I'm based there, but I'm relocating, and then finish off with your contact number. So that's a good sort of cover letter structure. Keep it to one page only as well.